keys in. Make sure it's in neutral. Yep. And here we go. Let's turn it on. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Drive by GG. It's been a while, I'm afraid, I'm sorry to say. I've been busy doing other things and but anyway, I seem to film quite a lot of videos this time of year, so between now and March there should be some more really nice classic Porsches coming your way, and maybe even some of the latest. So today I'm going to show you around two cars, the Porsche 911 993 Carrera 4S, 1996 model, and then I'm going to show you around a 993 Turbo. Two cars I've loved over the years, and when these cars were released, I was in my early 20s, and they were as rare as hen's teeth. Honestly, you couldn't find them anywhere on the road. You used to see 944s, but 911s, this sort of type of era, were really, really rare, and you had to be really wealthy to have one of these at the time. But this one is for sale at Ashford Porsche. Really great guys here, and if you want to know more, give them a call and have a look at it. It's a 1996 model 4S in a lovely sort of burgundy red colour, and 6-speed manual, and because it's a 4S, it was the top of the range, and it came with leather, a leather dashboard, leather trim here, and on the top of the door cards here. So it's a beautiful spec. It's got lovely blue deep pile carpet everywhere, leather sports seats which really do hold you in, and one thing I particularly love is the hard back shells on this type of Porsche at this age. Porsche don't do it anymore. Come on, Porsche, this should be an option in your new cars. Why have you gone backwards? I know on the new cars you can get leather back seat, the back bit in leather, but I don't know, leather is not as good. It don't look as good. This is sort of like a shiny hard plastic, and it just looks awesome. And they used to do it in the same body colour as the car, and you can have it in different colours. You didn't have to have it in the same colour as the car, but it just looks so good. It feels good when you get in and out, and yeah, it's a real shame. So this one's got the beautiful hard backed seats with electric adjustment. Like I said, 6-speed manual, beautiful box, runs right through the middle of the car, and then you got these little cute little air vents here, all the old switches, and then you got the good old fashioned Porsche 5-dial layout. And one thing I always like to show to people when I get in these older cars is just how close your hands are to the window screen. In modern cars, you know, you're a good sort of 2 foot away, but in these old cars, if you want to go and wave at people, you're going to bash the windscreen. It's that close, and obviously you can touch the binnacle. It's just completely different to modern cars. It's a completely different look, and I should also mention the size of these cars. They're just tiny. I could probably almost touch the door just sitting here. In the floor well, it's quite a tight floor pedal area. They're slightly offset to the left, but not so much. It's actually quite a nice big airy cabin. Clutch is quite long and heavy, and it almost goes down like that, a bit different to modern cars. But yeah, first impressions, awesome, very rare in this blue leather interior with blue carpet. Now I'm going to show you around some of the rest of this car at Ashford Porsche. Sit back and enjoy. Okay, right now, so this is a 6-speed manual, and this one's the 4S. So this one has the turbo wide body stance, which make these things look so good. Now this was produced, the 4S model was produced between 1996 and 1998, and between that time there was around 6,948 of these produced worldwide. So I would think in the UK these are quite rare. This is a right-hand drive manual. Very rare indeed. You don't see many on the road, and that reflects in the price. These days you're talking close to £110,000 for one of these in mint condition with low mileage. This one's got 62,363 miles on the clock. It's a 3.6 litre 285 horsepower engine with 340 newton meters of torque, and this is pretty good actually. 0 to 60 5.3 seconds, and top speed of 171 miles an hour. And I think you'll agree that back in 1996 that was really good performance. And one of the reasons why is they're not that heavy. These weigh about 1,450 kilograms. Now this is obviously a 4-wheel drive model, which adds probably about 50 kilos over a Carrera 2S, a 2-wheel drive model. But these were seen, and they still are seen as a really cool car to have, and they just look so different to all these new cars. Generally with these cars, the 4S being the top of the line, obviously unless you get the turbo. This one has heated seats, it's got the hard-backed seats, it's got electric sunroof, leather dashboard and leather door trims. But I think some of the things that really stand out on this car is the massive wide rear end. The 6-speed manual gearbox is so simple and delicious. The visibility in this car is just, these pillars are just so thin that you can just see out everywhere. The seats are really comfortable. They're just perfect, these seats. The upholstery is immaculate, really deep pile carpets, which I've always loved. And I'm a big fan of the old Porsches. I think like when you get in a 986 Boxster, I just love that interior. Now I don't love the way it looks on the outside, but I just love the interior. Then you go to the 987 Boxster, and I love the exterior but don't like the interior. So over the ages, Porsche's made almost these not perfect cars, but like that, it's just me. Everyone who likes something different. I prefer the old style type interiors. I think they look better. They feel more homely. That's just my take, but it is nice. Okay, right, now we're on the outside of the car. Let's just show you, quickly take you around and talk about some of the other features. Obviously the classic Porsche headlights with the other cars, that's good. And then the wide body shell and the old style door pull, so you have to push that, and then it really, the good old Porsche clonk. Now these wheels, these are the 18-inch wheels. They're the same size all the way around, which is great. It means that if they start to wear unevenly, you can swap them around. Unlike all the modern cars, you've got larger wheels at the back, smaller wheels at the front, different diameters in width, and you can't do that. So anyway, 18-inch 285/30s all the way around, and 4-piston caliper brakes, 322 mils, vented discs all the way around. Pretty good for this time, really. Most modern brakes are getting close to 400 mil, and some of them use 6-piston calipers. There was actually a video the other day on CarWow. I think it was a Bentley Continental R, and it had 2 disc calipers on the front wheels, which I've never seen before. But if you want to see that, check out CarWow. Yeah, so there we go. I think that's covered most of the things on this car. It's got this super wide arches that just look crazy, but it's a beautiful. You've got the rear wiper, and then it just looks good. And then you've got the classic 4S logo here. Okay, now for the good part. Let's go and turn it on. Okay, so first things first, let's put the key in. Brilliant. Keys in. Make sure it's in neutral. Yep. And here we go. Let's turn it on. Right, let's show you what it's like to sit in the back of a 993. But there you go. Oh, there we go. You can fit. It's very, very tight. But the reason I wanted to get in the back was to show you these seats. So these are the seats that Porsche need to bring back. Now I'm going to try and zoom back a bit. You can see beautiful, almost like crystallized plastic, but they just look awesome. There we go. So, absolutely beautiful in the back here. Leather, blue leather everywhere. And then this is obviously the view in the front from the back. We have these awesome plastic seats to look at. We can't put them back because one, I don't fit, and two, you won't be able to see them. So there we go. That's the back of a 993 4S. Really only for babies or very small children. This car I had to show you. It's a Porsche 993 Turbo S, super rare in a gorgeous pearl yellow, I think it was called, and boy, what a pleasure to see this car here. So yeah, so I'm going to show you around this fantastic, beautiful car, but this is the big boy. This is the one everybody wants to see, and it's my pleasure to show you around it. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, so this is a 1998 model, I believe. It is a 6-speed manual, and this is a rear engined all-wheel drive Porsche with 444 brake horsepower and a massive 585 Newton meters of torque. That's a lot more than the 4S, and these were really, really quick as well. You know, going back to sort of 1997, 1998, these cars did 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds and would touch 190 miles an hour. I'll tell you what, in something this small, that would be quite scary, but being a Porsche, I'm sure it's as stable as you can imagine. Now this one has black leather interior. It's got the full carbon pack, so it's got carbon on the dash here, around the dials. It looks really, really good, and leather gaiter, leather dashboard, and trim. And one thing I particularly like, and you know I mention in a lot of the other videos I do with Porsche, I love the fact at this time in Porsche's life that you could have these yellow body coloured seat backs. Absolutely glorious. I love it, and it's just, you know, this car is just awesome. When you get in this sort of age of car, you really notice how close the dials are to you, and how visible they are. The center rev counter is massive. You can see it really, really well. Only goes up to 7,000 RPM, but I think peak performance is probably 5,000 something. It's got 200 miles per hour on the speedo. It's got a good old analog clock, and then you've got some of the other dials here. Bog standard flat steering wheel, thin pillars, and really, really nice full deep carpet on the doors, which is absolutely glorious. Yeah, so there we go. That is a quick summary of the turbo. It's got a sunroof as well, I believe, this one. And yeah, I'm just going to show you around this car. If there's any questions that you want to ask, or there's something you feel I didn't cover, then let me know. Just make sure they're nice comments. Yeah, let's carry on the tour. Now, just to show you the extent of the carbon pack in this car, you've got it here all along the door trim. The door pull here is also carbon fibre. You've got leather across the top, beautiful clean lines, and the lovely, always fantastic deep pile carpet you get in the older style cars. Huge bin in here to store stuff, and of course you've got a really good housing for these speakers and the tweeter there, so they probably sound mega. So yeah, that's how it looks on the doors. Excuse me. Right, the moment every Porsche owner is waiting for to turn it on. So here we go. This is the good old style key. So let's give this beautiful 993 Turbo S a little bit of love. Sounds good. Wow, it's way more droney than the 4S version, and there's almost a little bit of back popping going on. Oh yeah, it's really loud. Right, just to give it a little bit of juice, got to be a little bit careful with these old ladies. Wow. That's really loud, really loud. What a beautiful car. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A very rare 993 Turbo S. Okay people, this is the inside of the 993 Turbo S. Very similar to the other style in the 4S, but as you can see, the traditional dials, and as I mentioned previously, look at these babies. Got the Porsche name on the back, rear wiper. Now, in terms of numbers, they're very similar to sorry about that. In terms of numbers, they're very similar. The brakes, the wheels, 18-inch all round, and I think these ones do have actually wider tyres at the back and smaller at the front. So I think they're 285/30s and 225/30s at the front. Glorious looking wheels. Looks like these ones have got the carbon ceramic discs, 320mm all round, 4-piston calipers, vented disc brakes. And just to show you some of the features, you've got the huge air intakes here, Oh yeah, this one's got a huge tank as well, fuel tank, 92 litres this has. So that's pretty epic. You better get some half decent mileage out of each tank. And there we have it, a fantastic looking beast. Just, for me, the best angle on these old Porsches, especially the 993, is just the shot. You know, you would never tire of seeing this in your garage or on your drive. Just spectacular. Look at that. So nice. And then you can actually see through the wing. Really cool. And, right, there's 345 models of these around the world, so there's not many. So there's probably a handful. There's probably 25 or something in the UK. There's not many at all. It's a beautiful piece of work by Porsche, and something I had to show you. There we go, the front of the 993 Turbo S. It's quite a decent boot.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to